Please watch the previous video before watching this one. Click here to watch the previous video. On June 1st, I added a new feature that allows Yandere-chan to eliminate her rival by gaining the rival's trust and luring her into a situation where she would be vulnerable. The process works like this. Listen to a conversation, do a task, have a conversation, do another task, kidnap someone, watch a cutscene, read a conversation, read another conversation, and watch another cutscene. This kind of elimination method is meant for people who are interested in character development, plot twists, and story. So it's meant to have more talking and cutscenes than a normal elimination method. However, I still feel like there is way too little gameplay here. I could add more gameplay by forcing the player to do multiple tasks for the rival before the rival finally trusts Yandere-chan enough to reveal sensitive information. However, this could make the mechanic tedious rather than make it fun. Instead of using pre-existing gameplay mechanics such as tasks and kidnapping, perhaps I should consider a completely new feature to make this method more interesting. Currently, Yandere-chan stops the loan shark by kidnapping his daughter and threatening to mutilate her. However, I can't help but wonder, how would this scenario play out if kidnapping wasn't an option? What if Yandere-chan had to confront the loan shark directly? While thinking about it, I was reminded of a similar situation from another game franchise. The Yakuza series. I love the Yakuza games. Absolutely everything about these games is outstanding. Actually, I can think of several features from the recent Yakuza games that might make Yandere Simulator way more fun. I'd love to make a video covering all of the lessons that I can learn from the Yakuza games, similar to my Let's Examine Hitman video. But for now, I'm only going to focus on one thing in particular. Let's try to picture how Yandere-chan would solve the loan shark problem if she was the protagonist of a Yakuza game. First, Yandere-chan would show up at the loan shark's office and threaten to harm him unless he frees Kokona's father from debt. The loan shark would scoff at Yandere-chan and command his henchmen to kick her out. Next, Yandere-chan would fight against the henchmen using combat techniques learned from the martial arts club. She would fight with punches and kicks, but would also be allowed to use any nearby object as a weapon, possibly even furniture, depending on her strength stat. After beating up the henchmen, Yandere-chan would turn her attention to the loan shark. She would then use violence to convince him to free Kokona's father from debt. Probably by placing his head in a doorway and then slamming the door repeatedly until he agreed. As exciting as this sounds, I shouldn't implement something as complex as a Yakuza-style beat-em-up combat system if it will only be used for one purpose. Fortunately, I can think of at least 3 uses for a beat-em-up combat system in Yandere Simulator. Number 1. The delinquents. Currently, Yandere-chan can't fight back against them. They are meant to be much stronger than normal students, so I don't want Yandere-chan to be able to attack them the same way she attacks normal students. Allow me to explain something. Yandere-chan doesn't see non-lethal assault as an option when she is facing normal students. Assaulting someone would just cause students to report her, leading to her expulsion. But the delinquents refuse to respect authority figures, so they would not report Yandere-chan for assault. As a result, the delinquents are the only NPCs that Yandere-chan would be willing to attack non-lethally. If Yandere-chan can defeat the delinquents in a fight, they would respect her and might not try to pick a fight with her again in the near future. If the delinquents beat Yandere-chan in a fight, they wouldn't have any reason to kill her. In short, a fight with the delinquents doesn't need to end with anyone's death, so it makes sense that there should be a combat system exclusive to the delinquents, and that would be a Yakuza-style beat-em-up system. Number 2. Unique rivals. Some of Yandere-chan's rivals will have combat experience. It should not be possible to kill these girls easily. These girls should put up a serious fight. If the player chooses to attack these rivals head-on instead of using stealth, then a Yakuza-style combat system would be perfect for providing the player with epic boss battles against the most powerful rival girls. Number 3. Outside of school missions. Yandere Simulator will take place over a span of 10 weeks. Each week, a new rival girl will appear and fall in love with Senpai. Each week, there could be a very compelling reason to leave school and go beat up a group of people. In this case, beating up loan sharks would save Kokona's father, which would cause Kokona to trust Yandere-chan enough to enter her home, where Kokona can be safely eliminated without witnesses or evidence. I can definitely think of many more reasons for Yandere-chan to go somewhere and beat up a group of people as part of a larger scheme to eliminate one of her rivals. The only downside I can think of is that it would take time to design and implement a good beat-em-up combat system. But I think that it would totally be worth it for all of the new gameplay options that would open up. At any rate, there are other features that I want to implement before I begin the task of programming a beat-em-up combat system. You won't see a beat-em-up system in Yandere Simulator in the immediate future, but I definitely consider it to be a feature that would improve the game in various ways. Thank you for following the development of Yandere Simulator.